So I wanted to make this video because lately I've been noticing a lot of racism going around, especially amongst people that are Native, Mexican, and Black. I'm mixed. I have Latino, I have freaking Black, I have Native, I'm fucking mixed. So I'm sure people are gonna see this video and be like, oh, she's racist. Think what you want to think, but what's pissing me off is that when it comes, I know the worst history of slavery, it was on Black people, but to sit here and say that other races weren't put into slavery is what pisses me off. It really does. Because Mexicans were treated like shit and Native Americans were treated like shit. And it's become a competition about who was here first, who's been through the most trauma, blah, 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 blah. Okay? I've had people tell me, oh, well, you're Mexican. First of all, I'm not even from Mexico. I barely even speak Spanish. But I'm mixed. And for some people to tell me like, oh, you don't know what slavery is, you don't know what it feels like, you don't blah blah blah, racism. When I was a kid, I had my leg broken a few times by a woman who didn't like the color of my skin, my eye color, my hair color. So when I hear people tell me, especially people of color, because I've had a lot of people of color come at me sideways and tell me that I don't know what racism is. I found out what racism was firsthand at the age of 3. Being abused just because of my skin color, my hair color, my eye color. So it really pisses me off when people want to sit there and judge other people based on their skin color and telling them they don't know what racism feels like. And a lot of people like me being mixed, they're like, oh, well, you're this, you're that, you don't understand what slavery or anything like that. It pisses me off because it's like, do your homework. Black people were the first DNA on this planet, that's true. But if you think of it, that means every single one of us have a Black ancestor. If people want to claim, oh, we're more superior, we're more this and that, we were the first people on this planet, okay, that means every single one of us have a Black ancestor. And to tell somebody like me, like, oh, I don't, slavery and this and that, I don't get it, I don't know nothing about it, blah, blah, blah. My Native, my Black ancestor, obviously, if you're looking at me right now and I'm mixed, obviously my ancestor was a victim of slavery, because I wouldn't be standing here having a Black ancestor, having a Native ancestor, if they weren't a victim of abuse and of slavery. I wouldn't be here. Okay? A bunch of us mixed, Latinos, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Cubanos, whatever. We are here because our ancestors were the victims of SA abuse by the colonizers. And people are like, oh, well, you know, we're 100% this color, or we're 100% that color, and we know what slavery is and you don't. That's bullshit. Because my ancestor was Black, but yet I'm mixed because the colonizers went and abused my ancestor. And that's why I'm here today. And that's what pisses me the fuck off, is that we mixed kids get judged so much. Oh, you guys are just Europeans, you guys are just this, you guys are just that. Hello? Our ancestors were the slaves that we're victims of abuse by the colonizers. That's why we're mixed. So for people sitting there saying, oh, you're not 100% black, you're not 100% this, you're not 100% native, you're not 100% this, that's because my ancestors were the victims of colonizing abuse. So for anybody out there saying, oh, you're not 100% black, 100% native, 100% this, 100% that, fuck you. Because my ancestors were victims of abuse. And that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm so fucking mixed. Because my poor ancestors were thrown into slavery. And sexually abused. Which is why my bloodline is mixed. So, and as a kid being abused because of racism. So when you sit there and you frown upon people and you talk shit about people, but you don't even fucking know anything about their ancestry, anything about their life, that shit pisses me off. For people to sit there and label people and say that they don't fucking know anything about racism, when you don't know people's story, you don't know what they've been through. Whether they look like me, whether they're black, they're native, they're Asian, even some white people, they get racist against too. If they rap or do hip hop, oh, you're pretending to be black. If they wear braids in their hair, oh, you're pretending. They get shitted on. There's literally ICE agents that are going after immigrants that are Mexican. Not just illegal immigrants, Mexican illegal immigrants. And these girls, teenage girls that are my daughter's age, are coming out pregnant in these detentions centers. They are raping and hurting Mexican girls the same way they did to their ancestors. They're doing it again. They're putting them in prisons, they're entrapping them, and they're human trafficking them. You think they're just sending them back to Mexico? So for the people that want to be ignorant, and some people that of color want to sit there and be like, oh, well, you motherfuckers don't understand what it's like to be racist against or to be enslaved. Tell that to the Mexicans that are being fucking deported right now. Tell that to the teenage girls that are inside these concentration camps, these fucking prisons, that are being raped and abused and being forced to have babies. Tell that to them, that they don't know what they're talking, that they don't know what abuse or slavery is. They are literally being sent to these ICE agencies to be human trafficked. You think the Epstein shit, they were just going after white girls? No. Some of these girls in the Epstein files were women of color and Mexican and Latino. They weren't just white. They were black too. You think it's just, it pisses me off because, yes, I understand slavery has been conflicted on the black American people. But slavery has been discriminated against natives, Mexicans, and anybody else that's not superior. No offense to white people, but yes, a lot of the KKK and the white supremacists rule this country. They don't like me. I might not be full black. I might not be full anything because I'm mixed. They don't fucking like me. You think I'm not going to be thrown into a concentration camp? You think when this shit hits the fan, they're just going to go after people of color? No. They're going to go after everybody that's not the same color as them. The story of El Paso, Texas, where they were taking Mexicans and they were taking over their towns and their cities, and they were entrapping Mexicans and hanging them up by a tree, cutting off their limbs, their arms, their legs. The Native Americans, where they were raping, abusing them, killing them. They did it to the freaking Asians too. Even people of color were enslaving their own kind. Even Mexicans, people that had more money, were enslaving their own kind. Even some native cultures were helping enslave black people, along with some of the colonizers. There's good and evil everywhere, guys. It's been happening. Like, I literally found out that the people that make our batteries in the back of our phone, you think that the cobalt, you think that the guy that's managing that is a white man? No. I found out the one that's managing the cobalt in the back of our phones that are enslaving the people in Africa to make our phones is actually Asian dudes. Not white at all. So you think you're the only one being suppressed, deprived, and racist against? If you ain't got money, if you don't know certain people, you're not part of the elites, the patriarchy, certain things, you don't mean shit to these people. So I really wish people would just stop fighting over race and over color already, because it's pissing me the fuck off. Like, this isn't a competition. Evil is evil regardless of your fucking race and your skin color, guys. And stop judging people by the color of their skin, because you have no fucking clue what they've been through. No fucking clue of what their ancestors have been through or what they have been through. Period. And I don't give a shit if this video offends anybody, but it's fucking true. You guys want to keep fighting over race and saying who's better and who's been more this and more that? Go ahead. Waste your fucking time in life doing that. Deuces.